So this is the second video of the series explaining how to apply for the ASU Research Computing account and how to access the ASU supercomputing resource. So I'm assuming that you already got an account in the Seoul supercomputing cluster. And this video, second video in this series, is to explain how to access the computer. Again, this is the ASU Research Computing Confluence page explaining and all the fine details of the this supercomputing cluster and how to access it. So, so right now I'm in this menu, this one. Then again, go over every information. Even if you don't understand everything, you need to go over the terms at least once. If there are some detailed questions, some of them are actually really the hardware oriented, but I may not be able to answer the question. But feel free to post the questions on the Slack workspace instead of sending me an individual private the personal emails. So again, follow this getting started with Soul menu and how do I request the account. This is what I covered in the last video. And now probably want to go over this using the Soul supercomputer resource, okay? If you are off campus, you actually need to use the VPN. So you need to download the Cisco VPN. In my case, do I have it here? For some reason, I don't have it because I'm actually on campus in my office. So probably that's why I don't see it. But you need to install the VPN, and you actually need to run it. Okay, if you are off campus, this is required. If you are not in the campus network, then the second thing you need to do is to use SSH. Actually, I forgot the why it's SSH. Secure. Anyway, so SSH, it's basically the terminal, text-based terminal, and you may use this web browser-based the the environment, but I would probably suggest to use this SSH. This is a little bit inconvenient at your first glance, but this is more like a standard way of accessing the supercomputing cluster. Not all computing cluster provides this the web browser based environment, so it's better to use this SSH. So how do I use SSH? If you're using Windows, you need to find your own way, but there's probably some instruction about how to use SSH, but let's click this one. Then how to connect the supercomputer using SSH. So there is an instruction about how to use it for Windows. I'm not recommending it. So if you're working with me, you probably have the Mac laptop or desktop. So let's look at this one. So a Mac has its own SSH program, which you can launch using the terminal. So go to your Finder and click this application, and I think it's in the utilities. Yes, here. You see that the terminal, double click it, and it's going to be showing up. Now this terminal will show up, and my suggestion is to put it here. And if you right click or use your two fingers, depending on if you're using the what is it, trackpad, and go to options and keep in dock so that it is always here. Okay, and then next time you press the terminal, then a new terminal will show up. Okay, so this is terminal. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Then, so this is the terminal, and this is how you access the research computing cluster. Okay, if it's your first time to use a terminal, this is incredibly inconvenient, but you need to get used to it. So then, my suggestion, if it's your first time to use a terminal, go to Google and find any the one-on-one or walkthrough or tutorial about how to use a SSH client or Linux terminal. Okay, this is called the Linux terminal. Okay, and you need to use the right commands. This is sometimes it's not really convenient. And how to access the Sol cluster using SSH? So there is an instruction. If you use, then there you type SSH. Then let's follow this one. Let's access the Sol cluster. In my case, I'm using my account. Type SSH jkim520 at login.solrc.asu.edu. If it's your very first time, it's going to be asking you to permanently add the address to your SSH environment. In my case, I don't see it. So you type the ASU right password. Then you are in. Okay, maybe my password was incorrect. Okay, no. So now the Sol cluster. This is the main page of the Sol cluster. There is some information. You don't need to read it every time, but if there is any announcement, it will show up here. To see the directory, you need to type the ls. Currently, I have nothing because it's my second time to access the Sol cluster. So ls shows any of the contents in the directory. If you see this tilde, then that means that this is your home directory. Okay. So if you type ls-al, then you can actually see some of the hidden files. Then this is actually something you need to set up so that you can download all the files, how to set up the access to everything. So then the first thing you need to do is now you remember you actually type your password here, which is not convenient. You can actually bypass the step. Okay, so what you can do is to go to change your directory cd. Cd is the command for changing directory. Now type .ssh, this one. So in Linux environment, if something file name starts with dot, that makes the file hidden. Okay, let's go to this directory. How do I know that this is directory? That's the D. There is a D at the very beginning, or there is a slash at the end. Go to SSH. For some reason, this text environment is incredibly slow. So which file do I have here? There are some files here, and so let's see what I have. So I have in authorized key. So CAT shows the text file content. If the file is the text file, then the CAT command shows this. I have something here. Okay, so then here what I'm trying to do is not to type the password every time I log in. So to do this, you need to have a so-called public key. So if you want to enter your home, then you want to use your key, right? The same thing. In this case, key is the password. So how to bypass this procedure? Let's open up one more tab. Press Command and T in. Then now this will open up the terminal in your local directory, not the Sol cluster. So you do the same thing, ls or ls-al. You can see that I also have .ssh here. Let's go into that directory. Then here, unless you already created, so in my case I already created, so I have this file. This file contains so-called the public key. So now let's see what this file contains. So this is the public key. So you can see that I have my user ID and my address, the computer address. I need to copy. Okay. So you just simply choose this thing and Command C so you can copy. And okay, for some reason then now you want to open up this this authorized key file. When you use a Linux terminal, you can do the auto completion. So what I mean by this is that so in this directory there are 4 files. Only one file starts with A. You type A and you press tab, and it will autocomplete the file name. Here, what I'm trying to do is to open up the VI editor. This is a text editor, very old-fashioned, but this is what a lot of people are using. Another option is called the Emacs and something else, which I don't know. But I'll open up the VI editor. Open up this one. Then you can see that there are already 2 public keys from the Seoul cluster. Maybe this is already populated by the RC team. So in my case, I press alphabet O, then I can insert. Now I want to paste what I copied, my public key from my desktop computer. Now you can see that now I have the public key. So for my account in Seoul cluster, you can actually have a multiple public keys. So then I pressed ESC and see at the bottom of the terminal and colon and WQ. W means the save, Q means exit. So then it's done. So now the public key for my local desktop computer is saved in the Seoul cluster. Let's see if I have to type the password. Open up one more terminal, or I can just do SSH akim520 login. I forgot what is the address. Login Seoul RC ASU edu. Login Seoul RC ASU edu. Okay, now I don't have to type the password. Okay, now I'm in. Okay, I'll stop right here because it looks like a video is getting longer. So, but I'll see you in the next video.